Hill TV, keeping you in the know.
ذلك أزكى لهم إن الله خبير بما يصنعون وقل للمؤمنات يغضضن من أبصارهن ويحفظن فروجهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا ما ظهر منها وليضربن بخمرهن على جيوبهن ولا يبدين زينتهن إلا لبعولتهن أو آبائهن أو آباء بعولتهن أو أبنائهن أو أبناء بعولتهن أو إخوانهن أو بني إخوانهن أو بني أخواتهن أو نسائهن أو ما ملكت أيمانهن أو التابعين غير أولي الإربة من الرجال أو الطفل الذين لم يظهروا على عورات النساء ولا يضربن بأرجلهن ليعلم ما يخفين من زينتهن وتوبوا إلى الله جميعا أيها المؤمنون لعلكم تفلحون وأنكحوا الأيام منكم والصالحين من عبادكم وإمائكم إن يكونوا فقراء يغنهم الله من فضله والله واسع عليم وليستعفف الذين لا يجدون نكاحا حتى يغنيهم الله من فضله والذين يبتغون الكتاب مما ملكت أيمانكم فكاتبوهم إن علمتم فيهم خيرا وآتوهم مما لله الذي آتاكم ولا تكرهوا فتياتكم على البغاء إن أردنا تحسنا لتبتغوا عرض الحياة الدنيا ومن يكرههن فإن الله من بعد إكراههن غفور رحيم ولقد أنزلنا إليكم آيات مبينات ومثلا من الذين خلوا من قبلكم وموعظة للمتقين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are still in chapter Nur, chapter 24. And we are starting Ruku number 4. We start with verse number 31. These days, in my Darsul, I'm using English to benefit some of our visitors who do not understand Luganda. We have, as you are aware, visitors from Kenya, Tanzania, and Sierra Leone. The Sierra Leoneans, alhamdulillah, have departed. The Kenyans also will be leaving midday. And Tanzanians, inshallah, also tomorrow will be departing. And with due respect to our visitors as instructed in the whole Qur'an, we are duty bound to make room for them also to follow us. Normally, our Darsul is in Luganda. Now, after knowing in the previous verse, verse number 30, of the etiquettes, moral etiquettes in our day-to-day conduct when interacting with others, most especially when you either go to a function, that is an interaction, or when you go to visit somebody in his or her home. What modality should you follow in such cases? Verse number 30 has elaborated, and that subject matter started from verse 28. So verse 28, 29, and 30 did elaborate clearly on that topic, how to interact with others, most especially when you have gone to them, either in a function or in their homes, or in any other place where you would be required to interact with others. Then for moral purposes, in order to keep our chastity and the morality astute in proper order, verse 31 opens up another window for all of us to understand and digest properly. Much as we may be pious, much as our intentions may be good, but on the other hand, intentionally or unintentionally, our appearance also may be a danger to the society. Our dressing and our appearance and some gestures we make in our day-to-day activities when we are exposed to public. The verse starts by saying, "Qul," meaning tell or instruct, lil mu'minin, the believing men, liyaghuddu min absarihim, that they should strain, they should limit their looks. They are looking at things and at people. وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُمْ, and should as well keep their privacy or private parts protected. ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَهُمْ, that is clean, pure, and right for them. إِنَّ اللَّهَ خَبِيرٌ بِمَا يَصْنَعُونَ. But Allah, the Almighty, is all aware of what people do. Now, here there are 3 points we should understand. 1, eyes also talk. for your information. A mere twinkle of an eye may mean something to somebody. In the Holy Quran, somewhere else it is mentioned as ha'inatul a'yun, the cheating of an eye. That people given to immorality, they take advantage of their eyes to deliver messages to others. No word uttered, no signal given by your hand, but an eye can give enough information to the other. Much as that being the case, even if you are not giving any signal with your eyes, if you do not restrict your gaze, your looks, your seeing, you are looking at things, you may at times look at something that would affect you. Because we know seeing is one of the means of seeking information. Now, in case of women and men, it behoves of a believer, a believing man, and a believing woman to restrict his or her looks. It will save you a lot of problems. It is by seeing somebody one starts to develop feelings, which feelings may lead to immorality. That's why, as we shall see in the Islamic teaching, the women, because they are created for beauty and attraction, are instructed to dress in such a way that they should not expose the beauty and composition of their structure, lest somebody picks unrightful interest in them, which interest may lead to immorality. That's one point. وَيَحْفَظْنَا فُرُوجَهُنَّ. The chemical that leads to sexual indulgence acts or is reactivated through our brain. It is the brain that triggers our inner feelings to try and get indulged in sexual actions. If that brain is not triggered, there will not be any chemical reactions that would trigger the need of a man going on to the woman. Somebody may not be important, is a normal person, is a normal man. But if the thoughts are not towards that act, there will not be any action. So Allah the Almighty has brought together the subject concerning restraining our looks with our sexual reactions. That it may be difficult for you, having charged your mind, to restrict yourself from committing immorality. So these two instructions should run concurrently. Much as you should avoid looking at women or at men, you should also deflect the concept or the belief or the thought of getting indulged in sexual conduct. It is very important. Thirdly, because the Holy Quran says, ذَلِكَ أَزْكَى لَكُمْ, that's the best for you. Somebody who continues to think in terms of immoral sexual indulgences cannot concentrate. Say, if a schoolboy or a schoolgirl starts thinking in terms of sexual conducts, however much he or she may try, will not concentrate on studies. It is a disturbing thought. If you open up all your doors, your minds, and your idea, your thinking, to accommodate all such foolish and funny ideas, then forget all about education. Now, here, thirdly, inna Allaha khabirun bima yasna'un. There would have been another word. Allah could easily use inna Allaha khabiru bima ya'malun or bima yaf'alun. It could give the same meaning, that Allah is well aware of what they do. Had it been inna Allaha khabiru bima ya'malun or khabiru bima yaf'alun. But Allah has chosen to use bima yasna'un. Now, masna means the factory in Arabic. In a factory, many people get involved, many ideas get involved, and many instruments get involved. Now, in matters of this sexual conjugation, as I told you earlier, it is a kind of industry, which industry has been built on a number of pillars. If we start studying that industry, just for the simple sake of spreading immorality in the society, free sex mercy in the society, You can trace it apart from our thinking and our personal immorality. There is an industry on the ground. Now, think of people who are constructing lodges and hotels purposely for that. People who are building hideouts where people can go and hide and do whatever they are supposed to do behind the back of others. That is an industry. All these people producing these so-called condoms, that is an industry. All these people who are organizing prostitution, that is an industry. And when diseases are contracted, producing medicine of different diseases, gonorrhea, all these STDs, different medical treatments, these are industries. It will be very difficult to wake up one day and tell the world that you should stop producing condoms, because it has become an industry. Big industries have been constructed, all aimed mainly at illicit sexual relationship. It will be very difficult to tell people that you should close your lodges and hideouts. Because without sex industry, they don't operate. It will be difficult to tell people to stop the stimulant of sex, which is wine, alcohol. Because with alcohol, as they call it, khabaith, people lose their control and get indulged in those immoral conducts. They get involved in those immoral conducts. It will be very difficult for those people who are producing various medicine to treat STDs, sexually transmitted diseases, that you should close your industries. So this immorality has become such a big industry that the best method is what the Holy Quran is teaching us. That you should take full control of yourself, restrain your gaze, and protect your private parts from being involved in such immoral act is the best medicine. Otherwise, you will not take a hammer and start breaking all lodges in the world, all hideouts in the world, all factories producing medicine to treat gonorrhea, etc. You can't. The best medicine is be a police man and a woman of your own self. That's the best teaching. You can't come out and fight prostitution. You can't. It is a big industry. Prostitutes have earned so much money, and as we speak, many of them are considered to be queens. They call them slay queens. They have become queens in selling their bodies out. And they are glorified. They are welcome in functions. People rush to go and look at those slave queens. Why are they queens? Because they are free merchants of their own self. Sex traders. You can't fight it. You can't amass such strength to fight them. They're everywhere. So the best treatment, the best solution is be a police man or woman of your own self. Keep your own chastity. But first of all, avoid looking at the opposite sex. As we shall see in the next verse, other issues also are required to put in place in order to avoid this kind of immorality. When we go to verse 32, it says, that was for the men. Now, for the women, Allah gives this instruction. وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ, tell or instruct the believing women, يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنَ, that they should also restrict their looks. وَيَحْفَظْنَ فُرُوجَهُنَّ, they should also protect their private parts for only their rightful husbands. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ, there is an addition for the women. Since women are objects of beauty, Allah the Almighty so ordained that the women, that the men are ruffians. They don't take care of themselves, they are rough, they are what? They don't care about their looks. That's why when a man is dirty, somebody's husband is dirty, wears dirty clothes, does not take bath, they don't say that that man is dirty. They say, oh, look, his wife has made him dirty. See, the wife is not washing his clothes, not ironing, is not, you see, taking care of him. Why men are not instruments of beauty. It is the women. So apart from just restricting their looks and keeping their private parts safe, there is added instruction. وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ, and they should not expose their beauties for all others to look at. The beauty, the physical composition which Allah the Almighty did give to them, they should not expose it to the public. إِلَّا مَا ظَهَرَ مِنْهَا, except that cannot be avoided, like the hands, the eyes, and the feet. But even if somebody can put on a shoe to cover the feet, but say the hands and the face. وَلْيَضْرِبُنَا بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ, and they should draw their head coverings up to their shoulders. Now, when we talk of juyub, we mean these other protruding areas. That's why some people have translated it that up to the bosoms. That when a woman is covering her head, that covering should not just end here. It should go as far as the bosoms. When we talk of bosoms, we may mean also the hips. This is God's instructions. And in the today's way of talking, we would say they should wear Sharia. Because it does all that. You cover your head, and when you put on another garment, it covers all your body, as far as women are concerned. Why is it so? Just imagine a girl just covering her head and is tight dressed, and the dress, tight fitting for what it is, exposes all her structure. That although you are not looking at her face, but you are seeing the whole structure. You see the protruding of the breasts and the hinder part of the body is exposed. The composition or composer of the calves and thighs is exposed. Then of what use is a head cover? I repeat, a girl is covering her head. You cannot look at her face. Okay? But you can look at the protruding of her breasts because she has dressed tight-fitting. You can look at the composition of her hips, her thighs, even if she's dressed, but you can see how they are composed. And also the calves. Then of what use is the head cover? Because her physical beauty is already exposed. So this covering, if the purpose is to hide the face, then that purpose should continue up to the bosom. The verse continues that وَلَا يُبْدِينَ زِينَتَهُنَّ, and where is not possible to remain thoroughly covered, like say in the homes, when somebody is getting out of the house, is instructed to dress as we have said. But at home, you have to do so many things. You have to cook, you have to do what? You can't be covering your head and or your bosom, what. You may dress lightly. But then in that case, you should also be conscious of this. That your beauty, listen to this carefully. Your beauty, the beauty of a woman, should only be exposed لِبَعُولَتُهُنَّ, to their husbands. أَوْ آبَاءِ بَعُولَتِهِنَّ, أَوْ آبَائِهِنَّ, or to their parents. To them is not beauty. أَوْ آبَاءِ بَعُولَتِهِنَّ, or to the parents of their husbands, أَوْ أَبْنَائِهِنَّ, or to their own children. أَوْ أَبْنَائِ بَعُولَتِهِنَّ, or the children of their husbands because they are haram to them. أو إخوانهن, or to their siblings, brothers, أو بني إخوانهن, or to the children of their brothers, أو بني أخواتهن, or the children of their sisters, أو نسائهن, or fellow women, أو ما ملكت أيمانهن, or those who are in service at home, the workers, أو تابعين غير أولي الإربة, or such other followers من الرجال أو الطفل الذين لم يظهروا على عورات النساء, or such followers who are already around but they have no interest in the matters concerning the women, or such children who have not become conscious of the beauty of a woman, of the nakedness of a woman. وَلَا يُضْرِبُنَا بِأَرْجُلِهِنَّ, and also when they are moving, they should not walk in such a way لِيُعْلَمَ مَا يُخْفِينَ مِنْ زِينَتِهِنَّ, so as to expose the beauty to others. That as they walk, their steps are calculated to expose the physical composition of their bodies. وَتُوبُوا إِلَى اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا, and you should seek forgiveness and repentance to Allah, أَيُّهَا الْمُؤْمِنُونَ, O ye who believe, لَعَلَّكُمْ تُفْلِحُونَ, so that you succeed in this world, that you succeed in avoiding immorality. So for the men, we have seen the instructions, and for the women, we have seen their instructions. That is the teaching of the Holy Quran. And how beautiful is this teaching? Assalamu alaikum.
Hail TV, keeping you in the know.